Hello, everyone. Welcome to Dopedilla TV Radio. I'm Cleo Badashian.
And I'm Lena Created.
And we're your personal plug into all things current, creative, and dope, delivered direct to your digital door. Yes.
First topic we're talking about today is Elon Musk purchasing Twitter for $44 billion. And then we're going to talk about Zaya Wade and her father, and comments about himself as a teenager, and then we're going to talk about the music industry and how people are being remunerated for their time and for their work, how the IP is being distributed as far as the business side of everything, and the record companies, and how everything is being split, and how Web3 is coming in to improve that situation and potentially convert it from being something that's pretty much predatory to the artists. It's currently predatory to the artists and has been for some time. And Web3 is actually offering some alternatives for that. So we're going to explore all of those different topics, as well as we're going to take a look at the recent interviews with Megan Thee Stallion, who had an interview with Gayle King regarding what happened on that fateful night with Tory Lanez, as well as the interview that Piers Morgan did with Donald Trump. We have a quick look at. So all very interesting topics, and I'm excited to dig into that. How you feel about these topics, Clee?
Very current, and it's what the people want to hear. I want to hear a little bit more about it. I want to discuss it, especially the thing with Elon Musk, because it seems like if you look at how he got into buying Twitter, it's like, were you planning this already? You know what I mean?
So I can't wait to get it. So let's get right into it.
Yes.
All right, Cleo, I don't know if you know, but recently the top story is that Elon Musk has purchased Twitter for the huge amount of $44 billion.
Big boy money. I seen a little bit of it, but I didn't see the whole thing. I didn't really read into it.
Yeah. So he had originally offered them $54 billion, but they were acting funny. I guess they were acting funny, and they were saying that they were going to accept it. I guess they were going to actually make him, because he already owns a lot of stock in the company.
Yeah.
And, they were going to make him be a board member, but with being a board member, you actually had to reduce your amount of stock. So I think he rejected that offer, and then. Yeah. Of coming back with, I want to buy the whole thing. And initially he was offering $54 billion cash. That's what he said.
You lying, cash?
That's what he said.
Okay.
Which initially looked like they rejected it, or they were giving him pushback, or whatever the case is. But just a few days later, it was revealed that he had purchased it, so that it was already accepted. The offer was accepted because they denied the offer without even asking any of the board members, which is a no-no. You're supposed to do a vote on that.
Yeah.
They did do the vote, and then they decided that they were gonna go ahead and take the offer. So he ended up purchasing it for $44 billion. Obviously, that's not cash. He didn't do it in cash, because who has $44 billion just liquid like that?
You'd be shocked.
He has many businesses. He owns Tesla. He owns SpaceX, and I guess there's another business. I'm not sure. I don't remember. He has a lot of assets that he was able to leverage the funds from. So so now he owns Twitter, and obviously a lot of the left side of the political genre, they're upset about it. Those are the liberals, what they call the liberals. and they're not very happy about it because his whole MO for purchasing Twitter was because Twitter was encroaching on people's freedom of speech, preventing you from saying a lot of things. They were putting a lot of disclaimers on people's words, preventing you from posting things, shadow banning you, things like that. And he said that freedom of speech is a cornerstone of a proper functioning democracy. So that was that's where he was stand with it, and he was quite upset about it. So he said, I remember the tweet when he said, what can I do about it? And someone said, you should buy it. And that's what he did. So, here we are now talking about it. And I think it's really interesting. People are wondering, like, where is he going to go with it? I see a couple of different moves that he's made. He's apparently he's offered Donald Trump his platform back. Many people that had had their platforms removed, it looks like they're going to be getting their platforms back if they do want to accept it. Apparently, Donald Trump doesn't want to accept the platform back. He said no thanks because he started his own platform called Truth Social, I believe, something like that. And to which I think Elon Musk said that it's a terrible name, but it was only necessary because of the fact that Twitter was censoring and banning people, based on what they had to say. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So there's that. I think it's interesting because, obviously with the coming of the metaverse and all of this Web3 stuff, it's interesting to see what direction Elon Musk is going to take Twitter. Obviously, I don't know if everyone knows, but Elon Musk is like the owner of that currency that came out some time ago, that meme currency called Dogecoin.
Yeah.
And it's based on memes, and Twitter is a meme place. Like, and Elon Musk is always on Twitter. You see him he's tweeting 24/7, posting memes. Like, that's his space. And so I'm thinking that at some point he's going to start integrating Dogecoin into the platform, and we're going to be using it to reward one another. Somewhat like how TikTok has those reward gifts where it actually translates into cash because it has a cash value. It's not a huge cash value, but it has a cash value, those gifts that you give on TikTok. So I believe it's going to be something like that. Like, it's in addition, or instead of liking, you're going to be actually able to offer people rewards for their opinions or their tweets. Another thing that I saw that is that someone said that in order for you to quote a tweet, you may have to pay something to do that. So, some sort of remuneration.
You have to pay for everything at some point.
I have a feeling that he's going to be using Dogecoin as part of the game plan, is to use Dogecoin as the currency on that. Like, that's going to be the crypto, something like the other platforms that we saw, the metaverse platforms that we saw, where there's coins and different stuff going on the platform, Yeah, so that's my opinion of that. What do you think?
He's playing chess. He's a smart man. It's like he has pieces to this puzzle, and then he just puts it all together. And then what do you got? You know what I mean? And it all fits together.
Yeah.
It's genius.
Especially because a lot of people have Dogecoin, because when it came out, it was cheap. You could buy a whole lot of Dogecoin for not much money. You know what I mean? So, Dogecoin. So, you know what I mean? It wouldn't be that much of a stretch to have people, use it and want to earn it and stuff like that. So, yeah, I think it's an interesting play. You know what I mean?
He's playing chess.
Yeah, I like it. I'm a fan. You know what I mean? As long as he doesn't do no weird shit, because he has all that technology, that brain chip technology that he's trying to do. You know what I mean? And the rocket ships to space.
It's all linked together. Think about it: space and spaceships and brain, all linked together.
It's neuro linked.
Now, if you want to just know what he's going to do in the future, just pay attention to Netflix and movies. You know how they do.
Yeah, all you got to do is just pay attention. You really just have to watch and see. You know what I mean? That's just he's. It's not that hard to understand. You know, really, if you're paying attention to what everyone else is doing, or what what the game plan is, seems to be overall. You know what I mean? Game plan seems to try to lock in some sort of Web3 infrastructure where what I mean, things is happening, things are working interconnectedly. So
yeah,
that's why I think his next step is going to to integrate that cryptocurrency into the platform.
Dogecoin.
Yep.
I mean, well worth it. Okay. Well, good luck, Elon. Actually, we don't need to wish him luck. Huh?
Take a look at the report. Let's see if we missed any of those bits in the report here. Share my screen.
Excuse the eating, y'all. It was a long day.
Cryptic messages. There was nothing cryptic about his reaction to the news that Twitter had accepted his offer.
But people here in Silicon Valley are rubbing their eyes with disbelief. The world's richest man, now the owner of one of the most influential social media platforms.
Twitter isn't the most used social media site in the world, but it is hugely influential. World leaders like Joe Biden, Narendra Modi, Emmanuel Macron, and Boris Johnson are all on it.
When it comes to news generation, Twitter has no comparison. But for years, people, particularly on the right, have said that Twitter stifles free speech.
Donald Trump's sensational lifetime ban from the platform is held up as a seminal moment, a sitting president's megaphone removed by big tech. Elon Musk says he wants to bring back free speech to the platform. Mr. Musk will now have to deal with conspiracy theorists, disinformation campaigns, and hate speech. The danger is that Twitter, without moderation, could become poisonous.
Hi, everyone.
Joe Biden's spokesperson confirmed the president wants more moderation, not less.
No matter who owns or runs Twitter, the president has long been concerned about the power of large social media platforms, the power they have over our everyday lives, has long argued that tech platforms must be held accountable for the harms they cause.
But for now, Elon Musk is rejoicing. Twitter is now his personal plaything. He's the new, undisputed king of Twitter. James Clayton, BBC News, San Francisco.
Whoa, what a big claim. He said he's the king of Twitter. That's fly though still.
He bought the adoption papers. He is.
That is fly. He said he the king.
And he about to leave the Dogecoin. It's over. He's giving people their and if he gives these celebrities their platforms back, especially the ones that were controversial, more people come on Twitter to be like, yes, I want to see what they have to say. It's gonna be, like you said, it's about how it goes.
Yeah.
The publicity of it. That's the main thing. The publicity. That's what made Twitter poppin'.
I think him becoming the new president, becoming the new owner is gonna put a lot of lifeblood into it, whether it's gonna, rile up certain people or it's gonna, make people feel more empowered. Either way,
It's gonna pump. It's gonna go.
Yeah.
It's like a steam powered train, like a bullet train in Japan. It's gonna go. I feel like it's gonna open up more opportunities to people, especially once he gets it fully interjected into the metaverse.
Yeah, when he starts to make it make sense, you know what I mean, and start making it new, put some new stuff inside. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. He's talking about putting in an editing button too, so you can edit your tweets. Because
it's important.
Something else when you post that thing and it's got a typo in it. Oh my god,
I hate that because Instagram, you just.
But then it has a sort of a ledger type of feel to it. Once you post something to Twitter, you can only delete it. You can delete it though. That's the only thing about it's not like a ledger where you can't.
I like that.
Imagine.
Because there's been times on Instagram, you notice there's been certain days you can't delete a message or you can't delete a certain days.
Really. I never really noticed that, but you go. Yeah. So moving on, let me show you this tweet that I seen since we're talking about Twitter. Let's just show you that. Hold on. Share my screen again. All right. So I came across this tweet and I retweeted it at Lena Created on Twitter. Shameless plug. I saw a tweet it's from an account called @SayCheese. It's I guess it's a hip hop platform, and they're talking about 21 Savage doesn't worry about touring because he owns his masters. He says, I make more money from album sales than touring. I get 70% of my music. People gets 30%. And to which I said, this is how it should always be. Why would the record company that had no skin in the game, was not with you shooting in the gym, get the majority of your publishing, the majority of your distribution, and the majority of your entire masters? That's ridiculous.
Well, I mean, if they're the ones that's paying for everything.
No, but the thing is that most of the time now, they don't even want you unless you've already built your own buzz. So what are they really paying for, really?
Okay. But don't they pay for the concerts? They pay for the costumes and the videos and everything?
Yeah, but they're putting upfront money. But
right.
You pay it back. You still have to pay it back. And then they keep the rest of your money too.
Oof.
That's
Jesus
crazy.
Christ. So it's like I pour you a bowl of cereal, but I'm sifting off a lot of it. I let you get the crumbs.
Yeah, and then every time you pour a new bowl of cereal, you also still have to give me some. That's crazy. So, but that is really, really smart. That's awesome. Everyone needs to hold on to their masters, hold on to your intellectual property. You know what I mean? Don't give it up, especially if you're building your own buzz. It's not worth it. Yeah, so let's look at
that horrible deal that what's her name got? Summer
Chloe,
Walker.
This is what Summer Walker. We talked about that before, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, Chloe from Chloe and Halle had to say about it when she was on show. She was on Terrell, which is like a singing platform. It's like for singers, and they do karaoke and things like that. It's on YouTube, and she was discussing about what it's like to be a music artist. Her experience is different from 21 Savage. Obviously, her deal is much different. So we're going to listen to what she has to say. Make sure that my sound is on. Okay.
The music, let's go.
You can create music all day long, but it's like, especially if you're signed to a label, you can't control your release dates or when things get released. Also, musicians don't make a lot of money in the music industry. That's why you see a lot of people, they have brand deals and brand sponsorships. That's where the coin comes from in touring. But like music itself, you're actually losing money.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ain't that crazy?
Oh my God. You want to know something else? Yeah. I learned this because I would produce Sis and I's records. Producers outside will get paid a huge lump sum, but because I would produce Sis and I's records, I couldn't get paid because I was the producer within the group.
Now, hold up. You're doing the same work, but not getting a dime from it because it's your own music.
Yes.
Now, how does that
And
make
also,
sense?
like, I don't know if it changed within Grammys, but like how they have Producer of the Year. I learned it from Imogene Heap because, she produces a lot of her stuff. So does Grimes, so does Bjork. They couldn't be contenders for Producer of the Year because they were the ones producing their own bodies of work and not for others. And notice how those are just the women I named.
Listen, do you know how I would have made like a ghost producer, like that doesn't show their identity, and just been like, sent me this music and it's awesome. I want to use it in my thing, and just fucking got paid like that. Like, fuck out of here. That's crazy.
And this ain't nothing new. This been going on since forever.
Wow, I had no idea.
the good thing is that even though you do lose money in the music business, you get a coin from everything that comes from the music you're making.
They need to change that. That's not fair. Now that she's brought it to our attention, they need to change that. She should be able to get a producer of the year. And she probably needs to start making beats for other people too, not just herself.
Yeah. Expand.
So it's like almost the music is almost like the ad. You know what I mean? So it's a business, and sometimes it's sad to think of it that way, but that's why tours go big and everything. That's where you make your money and the big brand deals. So that's like a fact that not too many people know. They think it's like this huge high life thing. And yes, you might get a big lump sum of money in the beginning, or you might have a huge recording budget and you think the label's paying for it, but at the end of the day, you're paying for it. It's coming out of you. So whatever you made from that album, you get that after whatever has been paid off. So it's like a loan.
That is a hard pill to swallow.
Yeah.
It makes it hard for you to be a creative artist because it's like so much crazy business that goes into it.
So I'm learning, especially now as a solo artist.
I got something to say. Beyonce, why you let that happen to this girl?
Hey, listen. Hold on. Storm said it too. Storm said it.
Beyonce, why you let this happen to this girl? Why? You let her get taken total advantage of. You did not make her be aware that she's not gonna get paid for any of these things, and she's gonna have some crazy 360. That sounds like a 360. She's paying back every single dime that she uses to promote herself and everything. Why? And why don't you make her make some music for other people then, if that's the case, and let her get some cash so she could float? That's crazy.
That's Hollywood.
I have multiple hats. Me as my creative, which is where I want to spend most of my time. But then I also have to put like on my business mind hat, because if you don't, you could get screwed over.
What is your go-to song?
That's it. Wow. Okay, and then there was one other thing that I wanted to play, because we're doing a lot of learning about the NFT space right now. We're learning about how we can leverage our position, basically, like leverage our creativity and make the best of like this new space, this Web3 space, and use the NFT model, the blockchain model, the ledgers and everything in order to, make money. And not only that, to create a community and to make our mark and and have it last forever the way that blockchain affords you to. So now I'm going to show you how, we looked at 21 Savage and how he dealt with his deal and how he's making sure that he makes the money that he needs to make. We're seeing how Chloe and probably countless other people, how their deals are structured, and where she's, basically not making any money from her music, which is crazy. How talented she is. Not even her production. She's not even making any money. That's crazy. But another structure that there is to sell your music in the form of the NFTs. So we're going to listen to Tory Lanez, which Tory Lanez is not necessarily a huge favorite in the eyes of the public right now, but we're going to ignore that. We're going to listen to the creative way that he's decided that he used the NFT space, and that he was able to leverage that for his own self and for his music, and to show us the way, you know what I mean? Whether you like him or not, he's showing a way that we can profit and that we can do well, So here we go.
What are you working on right now? Are you working on anything? Albums or music?
Well, I don't know when this is gonna drop, but I got this NFT, this ENFT project that's about to drop. The first ever unreleased musical album.
So how does that work? Because I feel like I've never seen that before.
Well, the first time I did an NFT, it was in, I want to say December or sometime last year, or maybe at the starting of this year. I can't remember. It's kind of shifting my mind. Whether it was
about
January
2020.
But basically, the first time I did it, I sold 3 pieces of art and 3 songs that were unreleased at the time, and I made 500,000 in 90 seconds. And then what did
he said $500,000 in 90 seconds for selling 3 pieces of art
and unreleased music.
Yep. Okay.
There was only a limited amount, and we sold them for 700 or 700, and then another one for like 500 or 400, and they made that amount, and then the resale value, somebody bought it for 700, it was reselling for 34,000 the next week.
Damn.
Like, you get what I'm saying?
Crazy. Is it available to get like?
No, I couldn't even buy it. Like, it was sold out so fast that I couldn't even buy one of my own copies of of that first NFT. So when I did it, it's like basically it's a space where people buy, and it's kind of like stocks for creative property and like dope shit that somebody's done or dope shit that somebody's, you know, created, like, you know. So
it's like a new way to just put out art. Like,
yeah, and put out your own art. Like, yo, if I feel like, remember Logan Paul fucking sold a Pokemon card on an NFT and made $6 million off it, off of a holographic Charizard.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta think, just this space is totally different, and it's full with people that just like to buy shit. It's not about, is this music the best music, or is this the greatest piece of art? It's just like, nah, I want a piece of this history.
But what do you
know
have?
what
You
I'm
have
saying?
exclusive rights to it. So if I buy it, I mean, I
Yeah.
own it, but it's like what is it?
You own it.
It's like a.
You and because
It's on your wallet.
Normally, there's
You-
only a certain
yeah.
amount of them made, so you would own it, and it only is you know, you have your own way of viewing it. Of course, you can make it physical if you want. However, it's just like you have your own kind of way of just owning it.
And you can put it back on the market anytime you want.
You can resell it for
anytime you
anything
want.
that you want to sell it for. However, it's just like you'll always find a common price that someone's selling it for at the time, but the shit just keeps getting higher. It's like an auction.
Have you seen like people reselling your shit, like
Yeah, that's what
your
I'm saying.
music
So,
NFTs?
like, imagine
what's it been like?
I sold one NFT at $700, and then imagine me looking at it the next week and seeing it selling for 34,000.
That's what it scaled up
That's
to?
what an NFT is. NFTs is something that, you know, it gets bought and then it gets auctioned off in this whole space of crypto buyers and people that, you know, are buying.
It's crazy.
You know?
There's a lot of money in this shit, huh?
There's a lot of money.
Do you have like an NFT right now that we could just pump the fuck out of, and maybe we're like, I'll take 10% of it, but we'll drive the.
I would
fucking
drop.
thing.
I would drop. I would
what-
drop a black leprechaun.
No, but here's the thing.
Yo, Black Leprechaun gets me
Here's the
going.
thing.
Bro.
Check this out. Here's the thing, right?
It's like this, man.
If you guys, basically, I'm selling this NFT right now for $1. So imagine this is like a stock of Tory, if you will. I'm selling this for $1. You get 7 songs and 7 pieces of art with that $1. It's only 1 million copies made. I know for a fact that in the NFT space, I'm very lethal, because I know for my first NFT, I'm very lethal. Like, you know, it's sold so fast. So I know that those 1 million copies most likely will probably get sold. You know what I'm saying? Because people are going to buy them. When they're bought, the resale value is going to go up to something crazy. Let's say it goes up to $300,
depending if all
and you
stars
bought 40
align.
of them.
Yeah.
You just spent $40, and then you made $300 40 times.
It's like buying stock.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But now this is now a way.
It's interesting.
This is actually, it's crazy, because what I did also create was with my team, Immersive is the first ever NFT streaming platform. So it's called eNFT, and basically you're gonna be able to listen to whatever anybody puts in there. So imagine your favorite artist drops a project that he's making only fucking 500 of them, and he's like, yo, each of these are 1,000 each, but there's only 500 of them. You and those 500 people will take those, and the $1,000 will now change to, well, me and these 500 people are the only people with this. I'm selling this shit for $10,000. I'm selling this for whatever I want. You know?
You should do like full send. Tory Lane's
have
NFT,
to
like
do that.
you guys got to do it. And right now,
I think
bro,
if we do
bro,
it,
we build
it's
them in
gotta
right
be,
now.
Boys,
I'm
get a
dead ass. That shit would be
comment
fucking
right now if
crazy.
you want to see a full send Black Leprechaun NFT.
Or whatever it may be.
If
You
it
guys,
gets enough, we'll start talking about it.
That'll be a
I ain't gonna
fucking
lie.
money maker
'Cause I'm-
right there, because it's,
Or any kind of fucking full send Tory Lane's
Something
fucking
like that.
yeah. You
bro,
guys got to figure that out.
1,000%.
Yeah,
Where did they get Black
This is the space
Leprechaun
for it.
from?
This is
I was just gonna say, I think that's what he calls himself. I think that's like because he's a little guy. So I think
Yeah.
I think he calls himself that, but I don't think he
gets all the gold too.
I feel like he doesn't like it that much because he doesn't. When they say it, he's like, anyway, Tory Lanez.
yeah, exactly.
Maybe it feels weird when they say it.
It's like, ugh.
Bro, I saw somebody. I can't remember. I don't want to speak out of turn. I believe it was Beeple.
Yeah, he does look like a lot.
He made 60 million off his NFT.
Really?
I'm starting the bidding at 50,000 right now. I own it for 50,000. Whatever you guys work on together.
If
you want to outbid me, good luck. Whatever you guys do, I'm opening bid.
You're buying it?
I'm starting the bid at 50,000.
Start at
Whoever
100.
wants to. I believe this stock is going to the moon, and that is as well.
It is.
So I know.
But
we'll take the cash up front.
No, because we're gonna fucking get the worth of this thing.
That's why I'm excited about this space, because it's really actually about to be something that now allows a different level of artist to fan appreciation and fan to artist appreciation. Like you sit here and spend money on our fucking music all day anyway, right? You sat there as a consumer, your Apple Music, all that shit, Spotify, all these things, you got to spend money, in which we love. We love music. I spend my money on it. I love Apple Music. I love Spotify. Yeah. However, I spend my money on that stuff. And when, as an artist, ever thought, well, how can I give back to people? How can I give the money back to the person that's giving it to me? How can I share the wealth? Yeah, you see artists, they do little give backs. They give turkeys on Thanksgiving. They do blase, blah, blah, blah. What about really exponentially changing people's lives with the music that you make? I know that the music that I make is going to be of a high demand. So if the music that I'm making is going to be of a high demand, let me put it very low for my people to buy and only a certain amount so they can resell my music and they can make so much more money off of it because they're the only people with it. And my music is in such high demand that now me and this consumer of a thing, we have this thing where we've made money together. You've made money off of me and I've made money off of you. But you've also gained my music exclusively to you.
Bro, that might be fucking like revolutionary.
Yeah. It is.
No, straight up, yeah.
It's over.
Right.
I don't even know what the fuck.
I mean, it gives them the opportunity, just like you said, to just support you and support you quick and actually get something dope too. So I don't see
and
why
it's
they
like,
wouldn't
dog,
do that.
imagine like you had fucking Little Baby stock right now. Imagine you had Drake stock right now. You had Drake
crazy.
fucking. Imagine you had an album of Drake's that was 7 songs long. He gave it to you for $1, and only 1 million people have that album. How much do you think they're going to start reselling that album for?
It's crazy.
I think you two make an NFT. I think what it goes for is 10 million. That's my guess.
10 million.
Is that the craziest thing? Is
Drake,
that too high?
If Drake comes to that platform right now, Drake could probably make 50 million.
No, I ain't talking about Drake though. I'm talking about you two.
Yeah, what do you
I think it's 10 million bucks.
I think it's 100.
100.
NFT is different, bro. This is a different space of different people. This is like real rich people.
I know.
You
I used to sell Buffalo Wild Wings on TV. So
but also what I'm doing is I'm now in a weird way Robin Hood or Peter Pan in a weird way, because now what I'm doing is taking it not only to the rich people, I'm allowing the people at the bottom who are with me, you know what I'm saying, the people just like me and you and everybody, the people who are at the bottom and the people who at the end of the day know nothing about this, I'm now taking them and putting them in a place where they can now get something for so cheap that will eventually
because it's the
be
dollar.
very
It's the
expensive.
dollar one that you
Yes.
said, with the
So
million.
now
of
I'm like,
copies.
nah, we all gonna get in here.
Like it.
Everybody's gonna get in here. Fuck that. You don't know crypto? Cool. Click this link. It's gonna be the easiest thing to open. Immersive wallet. Huh. It's over. Done. You know.
I believe you. That's,
You know?
I don't know nothing about crypto.
But
Wow, I'm impressed. I like his process behind it, and the way he did it, and the way he explained it.
There you go. The way he explained it, especially for people that want to, they want it broken down. They want to see it explained in all aspects to make sure they fully understand the whole concept of it. So, okay. Resell. Some people, they don't have to keep it just to listen to because they like the song. It's about resell.
Yeah, like that whole resale market is crazy. Like even sneakers.
I know.
The way that they're selling the sneakers right now, it's ridiculous. And if you could resell, it's like basically it's like sneakers that you could wear it and you could resell it.
Yeah.
still worth is what you it's worth more than what you bought it for.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I'm impressed. Good job, Tory Lanez.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know if you're guilty or not, but good job with that.
Whatever they got going on, that's between them and whatever God they pray to.
That's a fact.
Which, I don't know. The chick keeps saying, I don't know who shot me, blah, blah, blah. For all we know, somebody was trying to take you out so they could come up.
Well, let's go
you're
take
not allowed to say that.
Let's go take a look at that. Let's go, Megan.
Yeah, go to that interview with Gail. It was so stupid. And then when I was listening to Storm, everyone was like, they're like, the interview was horrible. And Gail doesn't know how to interview. No. Megan's family. They're not going to fuck with family.
Now, back to the topic. I want to talk about this interview that Megan Thee Stallion did with Gayle King. She actually opened up about the shooting incident she had with Tory. And I do kind of feel like this interview was a bad idea. And I'm going to explain why towards the end of it. But let me just kind of get into what she said. First, let me start with a backstory. Back in 2020, there was an argument that happened between Megan, Tory, and her ex-best friend Kelsey. And that argument escalated into a shooting. And Megan went on record and said Tory was the one who shot her. At first, Megan covered up the incident and said she was only hit by glass, but later on, she confirmed in a statement to the DA that she was shot, and the DA ended up charging Tory for shooting Megan. And currently, this case is going on, and the trial is supposed to happen later on this year. Now, Megan recently did an interview with Gayle King on CBS Mornings, and she went into more detail about the shooting, and I'm going to play a small sound bite here.
I never put my hands on anybody. I never raised my voice too loud. Like, this was one of them times where it was like, it shouldn't have got this crazy.
It shouldn't have escalated to
right.
the level that it did.
At that point, the argument wasn't even with me. Like, the argument was with the two people in the backseat. So I asked the driver to pull the car over, like, I'm done with this. And I should have stayed out of the car. Like, I should have not got back in the car. And they was like, Megan, just get back in the car. We almost there. Like, just get back in. So I get back in the car. It's like it's getting worse.
Like, arguing in the car.
The arguing in the car is getting worse, and I don't want to be in this car no more. Like, because I see it's getting crazy. So I get out the car, and it's like everything happens so fast. And all I hear is this man screaming. He said, dance. And he started shooting. And I'm just like, oh, my God. Like, he shot a couple.
You know how that doesn't make no sense? Like, the argument was nothing to do with you. Why would he randomly start telling you to dance, bitch?
It's stupid. It's like they had to perform a ritual, and she had to come up with the lie on her own.
No, because she had already, like, she'd already said it. Like, she'd already said that he shot her.
Yeah. Then it was a friend.
She has to make up a story the story doesn't make any sense.
That's why I said it's stupid. And it happened in the foot. So what was this? Publicity stunt?
Like, it sounds like that whole like Smollett. Like, it sounds like a crazy, stupid movie.
That's what they said. She sounds like Jussie Smollett.
Yes, who said that?
Storm.
Yeah, she sounds like Jussie Smollett. Dance, bitch. Who says that? I've only ever seen that in a movie.
How's she gonna dance in the car?
No, he's talking about, like, you know when you shoot at someone's foot and they have to, like.
Yeah.
That's like a cartoon. That's like cartoon shit that you're talking about right there.
Yes, I don't know the whole
movie. That's like a Wild Wild West movie.
The crazy part, they didn't even come up yet. You're gonna see.
Okay. And I was
so is he
scared.
in the car shooting from the car, Megan?
He is standing up over the window, shooting. Like,
were you afraid for your life at that time?
I was really scared because I had never been shot at before. And I looked down at my feet because I wasn't even the adrenaline is pumping so hard. I'm not sure if he hit me. Like, I feel it, but I don't understand what's happening. So I look down at my feet and I'm like, oh my God, like I'm really bleeding.
Mm-hmm.
So I like drop down and I crawl in somebody's driveway. Like, I can't believe you shot me.
And what is he saying, Tory Lanez saying
He's
after
apologizing. He's, I'm so sorry. Please don't tell nobody. I'll give y'all $1 million if y'all don't say nothing. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, what are you offering me money right now? Help me. Like, and if you sorry, just help me. Like.
So that's some of what Megan said. She also put some of her evidence out in this interview. She showed the medical report that she got from Cedars-Sinai that confirmed that she did have fragments, bullet fragments, in her feet. And a few of those fragments are still in her feet, according to reports. But it was also reported that the fragments that were removed from her feet are not able to be located. And this is what the detective said. So that is kind of weird. Like, where did those bullet fragments go? She needs that for evidence. Also, she showed a text message that her ex-best friend Kelsey sent to her security guard. And in the text, Kelsey said, "Help, Tory shot Meg." Now, this is some very incriminating evidence that will be used against Tory in court. Here you have another person backing up Megan's claim that Tory shot her. So
phone call?
This is a big discovery for the public. We never knew about this until now. However, I do have to point out the timing of this text, because this text was sent at 7.
You know, the video we saw before might have something to do with this whole entire case. It might be the fact that he's disrupted the whole music industry, and maybe they needed to get rid of his ass.
Imagine.
And discredit him.
This shit is wild. And it wasn't
very interesting.
It wasn't like, I can't say real, but the skin was shot off.
But where are the fragments?
Unless it was all makeup. This is all. I'm gonna quote Janice Forbes. They're all holograms. They're not real. Who cares?
It's all a mess.
3 hours after the shooting happened. So I think it's a little odd that this text was sent so late. I don't know why Kelsey would wait 3 hours. Security, and it's possible that maybe there's a time zone difference. Maybe the security guard was in a different time zone when this happened, but that wouldn't make sense for him to be in a whole different state on the East Coast when he's supposed to be on call for Megan on the West Coast. I don't know. The timing of the text is a little strange and it lacks urgency, in my opinion, but it's still crucial evidence for this case. It's very possible that this might be the evidence that will get Tory locked up. But I still don't know how this case is going to play out, simply because the other evidence in the case is not clearly indicating that Tory was the shooter. Now, there was a gun involved, and Megan did get hit, so we all know that to be true. Even though you have two accounts saying that Tory did, the evidence is not pointing to him because his DNA was not on the magazine of the gun, which tells you that he didn't load it. Also, his DNA was unable to specifically be traced on the gun because there were 4 other contributors. So his results came back as inconclusive. Now, it was reported that there was gun residue found on Tory's hands, but there was also gun residue found on Kelsey's hands. So this is what I mean when I say the evidence is not clearly pointing to Tory. That doesn't mean that he's innocent. It doesn't mean that he's innocent, but it's not a cut and dry situation, as you can see. And we have yet to find out if Megan and Tory's security, who was in the car that night, had their DNA swabbed on the gun, which probably wouldn't be likely if they didn't own the gun. But we just don't know. Also, there were some pretty important details that were omitted from Megan's story. Megan said that she wasn't really involved in the argument like that. It was mostly between Kelsey and Tory, but according to another account, that wasn't the case. There was an independent witness who actually saw Megan fight with Kelsey. Megan and Kelsey were arguing, and they were arguing allegedly over Tory. It was said that Kelsey was interested in Tory and they had a relationship, and Megan slept with Tory behind Kelsey's back.
We all know that I ain't never wanted none of your niggas. It was really, come to find out, your ass was fucking with a nigga behind my back that I was on first. And that ain't right, because you supposed to be my best friend.
Now, when Megan was asked about having a sexual relationship with Tory, she flat out denied it.
Did you have an intimate relationship with him?
Like sexual?
Yeah. Megan, did you have a sexual relationship with Tory Lanez? Yes, that's my question.
Yeah, so don't play with me.
I didn't have a sexual relationship with
how
Tory.
she paused?
The whole thing is stupid.
Very,
The whole
very
is a mess.
It's all a nonsense mess, darling. Yep. So what you thinking? You're not sure?
Doesn't matter. None of this matters. She's alive. Your foot is okay.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. There's deeper things to discuss.
That's a fact. Yep. So we're gonna go ahead and move on. We're not really sure. Don't really care. Looks like a bunch of bollocks to me personally.
Yeah, it's like it's probably a ritual going wrong, and somebody was supposed to get killed, but he missed, or something like that. I don't know, Kelsey, were you supposed to get on after you shot her? Tori, did you see that dick? I mean, I don't understand. That's what Joel. No, who was it that said it? Joel Santana. Somebody. No, not Joel.
Was it 50 Cent?
No.
Sounds like something his ass would say.
It does, but somebody was like, I think it was damn it, who said it? It was like he probably seen that dick.
I thank you very much, everybody. We both thank you for joining us here for Dopedilla TV Radio. I've been Lena Created.
And Cleo Badashian.
And you guys have a great night.
See ya. Love ya. Mwah. Bye.